What's in the nice box? A bespoke Brexit deal, perhaps? No, it's a Belgium shirt, given by the Belgian Prime Minister ahead of the match. A diplomatic ambush. If only she had brought along an England shirt, then they wouldn't just be draping themselves in the Belgian colours. But on Brexit, Theresa May is playing in a group all by herself, against 27 others, with time and goodwill running out fast.
We're 2 years telling people that it can't be cherry picking, it can't be cake and eat it. So it needs to understand that we're a union of 27 member states, 500 million people. We have laws and rules and principles, and they can't be changed for any one country, even a great country like Britain.
And then there's the other problem, that Theresa May seems to be playing alone in her own cabinet.
Now we will be bringing the cabinet. We'll be bringing the cabinet together within the next week. We will then be publishing a white paper, setting out in more detail, fleshing out in more detail what strong partnership the United Kingdom wants to see with the European Union in the future.
Shouldn't that have happened 2 years ago?
We must all vote as one.
If only. But it is enough to make you cry and laugh. If only things were as jolly as the anti-Brexit flash mob outside. But there's no sign that Britain will get what it ideally wants. No, not the right to dance badly, but access to the single market for goods without the obligation of migration. And away from the stage, there's the grim reality that Brexit will barely even figure in what was billed as today's crucial summit. Why? Because the EU is trying to put out a much bigger fire, the one caused by migration that could burn the whole house down. In one corner, the champion of closed borders and so-called illiberal democracy, Viktor Orban of Hungary. Why are you so worried about an invasion of migrants when there are hardly any migrants coming to Hungary?
Oh, come to the Hungarian southern border, look around.
I've been to the border, there's no one there. There's not a single migrant coming across.
Because there is a border.
But why do you talk about an invasion? There is no invasion.
The invasion should be stopped, and to stop the invasion means to have strong border control, and we do have that.
Eine Frage bitte, kommen Sie mal kurz hier. Next, his ideological soulmate, the 31-year-old Austrian Chancellor, Sebastian Kurz. Your exercises the other day at the border with guard dogs and tanks and soldiers, is that the kind of message you want to send?
Well, to be honest, we had a situation in 2015.
3 years ago.
3 years ago, where our state was not, or our country was not prepared for what was happening at our border. And I think it's the duty of the police, but also of the government to be prepared.
But is your treatment of migrants consistent with the liberal values of Europe?
Yes, of course. Austria is a country which has taken more refugees and migrants than nearly all other countries in the European Union. But we also think that it is necessary that we secure our external borders. A Europe without borders internally is only possible if we secure our external borders. That is what we want.
But that's not what they want. Merkel and Macron are the power couple of Europe. But he wants her to loosen Germany's purse strings, and she wants him to help her spread the burden of migration. He's called the EU's current crisis existential. Can the European Union be saved, President Macron?
I do believe that when you have willingness, when you have perspective and projects, you can convince. I will do my best to convince our partners to have a cooperative approach on migration and to progress. We had a lot of progresses on different topics, on defense and trade and so on.
But Europe is fundamentally split on the issue of migration. It goes to the heart of European values.
I will go right now to discuss with the Visegrad Group. I will discuss with the Prime Minister of Italy. We will work all together. I do believe at the end of the day...
What makes you think that you can succeed? Why do you think you can succeed?
First, because I'm optimist, and second, because I think that's the fundamental interest of all the European members. No option could be just nationalistic and non-cooperative.
Können Sie Europa retten? And then there's Angela Merkel, who avoided my question about whether she and Europe can survive the deep rifts about migration. As the final whistle cut through the sultry evening sky in Berlin last night, it felt like the end of an era. For the German team and for its coach, who'd been running the show for 12 years, by an uncanny coincidence, about the same time as Angela Merkel has been running Germany. Football and politics, too close for anyone's comfort.